Hi, everybody. No, no problem. Hi. Sorry. Uh,
Sorry,
we
we're
are
mid-character creating.
we are mid-character creation on our Call of Cthulhu one-shot that we are going to be doing. Hello, Grem and Das. Nice to see you. And I see Bearded Fortress as well. Welcome in. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It is not a normal stream night anymore. We used to stream on Thursdays all the time. I might be yelling because I can't hear myself when both of my ears are covered here. Anyway, welcome. Thank you. You see, we have Logan as the storyteller, Patrick as Frederick, and myself as Maggie. These are going to be our characters for Call of Cthulhu. But I'm going to start with some announcements, making it pretty quick. What is today? It's Thursday. So, Sunday we will be back with the Bums of Greenest at about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will also be running some hide and seek in the chat with our good friend and moderator, um, Cheese Cat, who is going to be running that game. You can come in, just hang out and lurk and perceive in the chat. I believe our winner right now is who is our winner right now? It was either was it Das? Das, are you winning?
think I think it might be Das.
I
I
think
I
it's
remember seeing
Das.
Das in the chat a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So there will be four winners though. So keep on coming, keep on playing. And we're getting close to the end of the month. So our monthly giveaway is a beautiful set of dice from Almost Critical. You should go check out our Instagram. Oh, it's Bearded. Bearded Fortress is winning. It's the beard.
Oh,
You've never seen a fortress with a
Bearded is
beard.
in the lead. In the
Wow.
lead.
You're about to see that win. At least, one of the four prizes. Um, what was I saying? I used to be really good at the announcements and going through them
Almost
with
critical. You're
almost critical
speaking on
dice.
almost critical.
Thank you. So almost critical dice, we have those. I'm going to show you real quick a set of our special Nat 30 dice that she made us. These are resin, but they are crystal clear like glass. And instead of a 20, they have a 30. So we're getting some of these made. Um, and they're just beautiful, a full set of them. So these are not the ones that you will win. You got to go check out our Instagram for those. Those are even cooler. They have a skull in each one and music that you can read with your eyes. You can see it. It is actual music inside. And the winnings are coming through. All of the redemptions to try to win these. Kat is trying to win for sure. Um, good luck to all of you. Let's see, what else do we have? Normally we would have some kind of like merch announcement, but I don't know anything about where the merch is standing right now. So please just go check out our link tree. You can see our Etsy, our TeePublic, and I think that might be it. I'm sure there's other things, but I just got back from driving from New York for several hours and had a really good time seeing Moulin Rouge on Broadway, and it was very nice. But my brain is not all the way here. So we are going to continue with our character creation. I think Frederick was being created in this moment.
So far, we have the characteristics down. We have chosen occupations, and so now, Frederick, what you're going to do is you're going to take those points that's your education times 4, and in those skills that you pipped, you're going to add those to those skills on the right hand side where the number is. If there is a number there pre-existing, that is the base knowledge every human has of this skill. You're going to add any points you put into there onto that. So, for instance, climb has 20. If you were going to put 30 in climb, your climb would be 50, and it would only cost you 30 points from that pool that I sent you.
Hmm.
Cool?
Cool.
Izzy, you have allocated your professional points, correct?
Yes.
And you are on to your personal points. So these are points that you've picked up in hobbies, social events, things like that. And this is going to be your intelligence times 2.
Mhm.
You can add these to any skill on the board as long as you can explain to me why your character knows about it. Cannot be Cthulhu Mythos, and under no circumstances can any of your skills go above 80.
Okay. No 80. All right. Do I need to explain in real time why I'm choosing them, or if it
I
comes up,
mean,
I just say
I trust
explain?
use your best judgment as like if you're choosing something outlandish that you think that you're gonna need a backstory for, hit me with it. But if
Okay.
it's just like I'm a cop, so I don't know, bother people on the weekends or whatever, then then you can, if it's easily explained, don't worry about it. But if it's something where you're like, my character specifically knows this because of this, hit me with it, and I'll look at it after and ask any questions I need to.
Okay. All right. What's is locksmith like picklocking or
It can
like
be both
okay.
picking locks, just fixing them if need be.
Grim. So, all right. I think I'm gonna go with a little bit in rifle hand shotgun because that makes sense. Also, intimidation, just a little bit more because she is a police officer and charm, actually. I think you gotta be able to use both. Um, I would say accounting, but I know from experience that actually police and even detectives are not very good at like the financial side of investigations, and they have forensic analysis analysts who do that work for them. So I'm not going to do that. Oh, listen. Looks like I'm going with all social skills here.
There's not those are super super useful,
Yeah.
especially in games like this where it is not very like combat heavy. It is a mainly investigations game, so
So
using stuff like that is good.
when it comes to your skills, you can't go above 80. So what's like a mid-range or like what's beginner versus intermediary versus
So I would say 60 and above is expert.
okay.
30 to 50 is novice, and below that would be like amateur. I'm probably gonna fuck this up. I've done
Okay.
it once or twice.
Gotcha. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodbye, 140. Mm, choose one more.
And could I just get the personal skills? I just
It would
finished.
be intelligence times 2 in anything except for Cthulhu Mythos, even skills you used for your occupational skills, um, and nothing above 80.
Das, your character has Google in 1920. That's that is epic. I will say, probably could become rich. Honestly,
They'd burn you. They wouldn't. They'd be like, nope,
witchcraft.
you're gonna set you ablaze. Yeah, fuck this. You're in Boston too. It's close to home.
Yes, yes. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I think I'm gonna add a yeah, and dodge. I'm gonna give myself some dodging. I would assume you gotta like duck and weave a little bit during your training. Oh, I think
You got to
that's
jump over those fences and fucking do all that shit.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do
A
that.
good call on the dodge. Good call.
All right. This one. Education. Mm. Sorry, everybody. I gotta also choose some really good music for us here in the
I guess
background.
while they're doing this, I'll explain. If you haven't played Call of Cthulhu, it is a D100 system, so you're rolling two D10s. You want to roll under your skill base, so skills go anywhere from 0 to whatever your keeper decides is the cap. Usually, I choose 80 because anything above 80 is just like, why even roll? A critical failure would be a rolling a 100. And a hard success is rolling half of your skill. An extreme success is rolling 1/5 of your skill. And if you roll a 1, that is a magnificent success. And basically, you're the keeper now. You get to do whatever you want. That's no, I'm just kidding. But it goes in your favor pretty well. There is a sanity aspect to this game, meaning seeing things outside of the ordinary based on your profession and who you are will affect you mentally. Losing a large amount of sanity in one sitting can cause you to go temporarily insane, sometimes resulting in the keeper taking over your character and doing what he wants to with you. Other times, just you fleeing the scene and maybe just slowly chipping away at your sanity until you go mad.
All right. Well, I'm all set.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Who did we decide on being the relative?
It is going to be my father who has
Okay.
passed.
All right. What was your dad's name?
Charles.
And that is your last remaining. That is your last remaining parent. So this is you coming to handle the estate of your entire family. We are going to start on a rainy Sunday afternoon, May 30th, 1920. Did you guys arrive together or separately?
Um, yeah, I went to go. Maggie went to go pick up Ricky
Okay.
and arrived together.
So you've received a telegraph. Well, I mean, you've received a call telling you about your father's untimely death. He had a heart attack. He was late in life, so it kind of to be expected. But nobody he didn't go to the doctor much. You didn't know something was going on.
Mm.
You were arriving back home to settle your affairs in Essex, Massachusetts, just right outside of Boston. As of now, the childhood home you had is being developed around to a place called Riverwood. But when you grew up, it was just a long stretch of road with a few houses on this little cul-de-sac that you grew up on. It is about 4:30 in the afternoon on May 30th, 1920, as you turn around the corner and see your old street. Describe to me what your character is doing, what your character is looking like, and what your character is thinking, please. And introduce yourself, obviously.
So, I am Margaret Brawley, or Maggie, as known by everybody. Very dark skin with freckles kind of on her cheeks and on the bridge of her nose. She wears like these large glasses, not necessarily needing them all the time because that would be a problem like on the street there, but she uses them as needed. Um her hair is like in a natural kind of poof right now, but obviously during when she's out on the street, she keeps it tied up tight. Um and not very large. What would be a 50? Like 5'4" or something.
Yeah, it's about, yeah, exactly.
She's on the smaller side, but she's got like a like m- good upper body strength. Um, and yeah, she's the one driving, so turning onto that street, just heart kind of thumping in her chest. She's keeping it cool, but looking around and seeing what has changed. She hasn't talked to her dad in a little bit, so there's just a like gets really quiet. She had been quiet already, but that kind of like tense quiet that you can feel when you're sitting next to somebody as opposed to just we're not there's nothing to talk about at this moment. It's all shifted. The vibe in the car.
And I am Frederick Lichtenstein. He is a former owner of a bar establishment, but since Prohibition has taken effect, he is now unemployed. So he has just recently come back to his childhood town um, after living in the city for a little while. And he is not much taller than Maggie. I'm guessing 55 would maybe be like 5'5", 5'6", somewhere in that range. And he is not very attractive whatsoever. He face only a mother could love is definitely in the wheelhouse that we're talking about. He's got big giant eyes that just don't fit the rest of his face, and he has one ear that's like just a little bit higher than the other, so you don't notice it right away, but the longer you talk to him it becomes more and more prevalent. um and secretly, behind his best friend from childhood, he has found a new occupation, continuing his alcohol sales, but now out of back alleys and different shanty towns in the area.
And we're about 5 months after Prohibition started, so you are fairly new to this, and your character has an apprehension about like how the fuck am I going to hang out with her and not say anything. So you round the corner, and Maggie, as you're taking in the neighborhood and trying to see what changed, you realize as you take that right onto the road that dead ends on your cul-de-sac, to your left, where the Johnsons lived your whole life growing up, is for sale.
Mm.
Um, which kind of makes sense to you. As the Johnsons were kind of always really interested in being away from people, and since this is like a development now, it makes sense they kind of would get away from everyone. Um, Directly to the left of their home is Bernard Corbett. You know Bernard Corbett as he is a generational household. His father owned this house when you were growing up. He's about 10 years older than you are. And when his father passed, he took over not only the home but the family business and has been there ever since. This family was really liked around the street. They have this magnificent garden in the backyard that, from time to time, that they would come and bring vegetables to people, and they were just they have a really great standing in this community. Even so far as speaking to your father and your mother sometimes. A couple, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, a child was hit by a car on the street, and uh, and Bernard Corbett, the gentleman who has taken over the house from his father Theodore, had used his slight medical training, which he eventually left to take over the family business, to heal this child and help him get back on his feet. And the kid's fine now, still in the area, but it's like that's the kind of standing this guy has in the neighborhood.
Mm.
And to the left of him are the Smiths. You don't really know them very well. They moved in about 10 years ago. And your mother and father said they just kind of keep to themselves. They're not very active in the community. And you basically just don't know anything about them. Your mother or father never really mentioned anything of note. And that is where you hit the cul-de-sac. And at the end of the cul-de-sac are the Linsk family. And that is the home of the child who was hit by the vehicle that Mr. Corbett helped. Bobby Linsk is the town newspaper boy. As your mother had told you, he'd been doing that for a couple of years now. He's sitting at about 13 or 14. And his mother, Marjorie, and his father, Dale, both have lived there for about 15 years. And nothing really of note about them either. Just that he is he works in finances somewhere, makes a decent living, and she is a homemaker. As we round around the corner, the next house belongs to a Miss Harriet Hart. Miss Harriet Hart is in her late 70s and is a bit bedridden. As you know, growing up, Miss Hart was a bit of a busybody. She was the person in town who knew everything about everyone and wanted you to know about it. It drove her husband insane, but he passed quite a while ago. And as a result, she has a live-in nurse named Rebecca Wallace, who has been her live-in nurse for quite some time now. You've met her visiting your mother and father, and you have a decent rapport with them. And finally, the final house we land on is your childhood home. This is the last home on the cul-de-sac, and as you are pulling up to the driveway and turning in, the reality of the situation that you are driving to your empty childhood home kind of hits you. And that's where you guys will take it.
So, looks like we made it to your home.
Yeah.
Been a little while since you've been here, huh?
Few months. Yeah.
Well, we can wait in the car for as long as you want.
Thanks, Ricky.
Anytime, Mags.
So just like looking at the house and seeing it's empty, just be like, there's one thing I learned. It's just to rip the band-aid off. Let's just go.
Right, let's go.
So you enter the hall. You put in your key. You unlock the door, and the house is almost exactly how you remember it. The moment you walk into straight ahead of you are the stairs to the second story. To your left is a small dining and lounging area where there is a green couch, a canary yellow lazy boy, and a small love seat. There's a coffee table in the middle with an ashtray. It still has a few cigarettes inside of it, left from when your father was here, and not much else to this room. To your right, there is a large dining room. There's a 7-person table sitting there. It's a nice glossed oak table with a large fixture in the middle. It is a floral fixture with a candle in the center. Directly behind and to the left of that is a giant china cabinet where your mother's china was. And then to the back corner of that is a bar cart. Since your father was in his old age and, to be frank, did not give a fuck what the police thought, there is still quite a bit of liquor on that bar cart. And to the left of that, through a small little hallway, in the hallway is a restroom, half bath. At the end of the hallway is a kitchen. Just a small blue tiled kitchen, a little island in the middle, small stove, icebox, the normal stuff. And that is all for the downstairs.
So Maggie's gonna looking over into the living room area. Like, I always hated that yellow chair. It's just so ugly. I always hated it.
Yeah, remember when your mother wanted to throw it out?
Yeah, I wish she had.
I thought that your father was gonna throw the doors off the hinges when she said that.
It's not even yellow anymore. Go look at it. It's like brown with stains from his cigarettes.
I bet you it still has that mark on the backside when we were kids. Remember how mad he got when we took the paint after we accidentally stained it and we thought that we could paint over it?
Yeah, it's there. That paint faded. Mm-mm. And what's
You guys
this?
are looking around, and there's a small, there's a bit of dust on there from, nobody's been here in a couple of weeks since your father passed. You got there as soon as you can, but definitely this everything has been untouched since he has left. Continue. My apologies.
No, no problem. She's gonna go over to the cart where the liquor is and just kind of point at it like, and what is this? He knew what my job was. He knew what my job was.
He's so stubborn. You know that he didn't have a prescription for it. There's no way that the doctor would allow him to have this much at home.
He just didn't give a fuck.
Fred actually wants to take a good look at the cot and make sure there's nothing from possibly a establishment that he is familiar with.
Give me a luck roll.
All right, so how exactly do I do that?
I believe you should be able to just click on luck on your sheet, though it is a characteristic. You can do that with your skills. If not, then just roll a D100 on the dice option.
Because I'm not sure. So that's a 70.
A 70. What is your luck?
Oh, my luck is 60.
It's definitely there. Definitely is. There is there is booze from an establishment that you don't want her to know about.
A cold sweat starts to go down his brow.
Give me a psychology roll, Izzy.
Do I just click it? How do? Oops, sorry, I don't know how this actually works.
It should. You should be able to. In the top right, if edit mode is on, it won't do that. Click edit mode off, and then it will do that. That is what I forgot to tell you, sir.
All right. Let us roll. Come on. All right, or not. I'm just gonna roll it. Do you want to
So bizarre. D20.
30.
Sometimes it works. Or roll 20. 30. What is your? Yeah. Then yeah.
45.
So, as he leans down to look at the whiskey and he's talking to you about it, he kind of you can tell something he sees on there affects him. You can see the bead of sweat. You can see the change in his facial expression.
She's gonna kind of look at him like, "Are you okay, Ricky?"
Yeah, you know, it reminds me of the bar. You know, I used to stand in front of a wall that looked like this cot here, and it's crazy. My whole my whole world was just thrown out a few months ago.
No, I can understand that. Gonna do one of those over the shoulder kind of half hugs a little bit, like, if you don't say anything, and then lean down and open up one of the little boop, and take a swig.
I mean, I won't call the cops if you're not gonna call the cops.
I don't see any cops here. And hands
right.
over the bottle.
You guys grab the bottle, and there's a few glasses there, and you sit down at the dining room table to have a few drinks and talk a little bit. How long would you like to sit here and chat? It's Sunday evening. You don't really have any instructions from the lawyers or the banks yet about what you need to do. There's not. I should also mention in my description that I fucking failed earlier. There is in this dining room, there is a giant bay window opposite of the kitchen. So if you're sitting at the dining room table, there's a giant window in front of you, open, and you can see straight out in front. You can see the neighborhood and the street. But regardless, how long would you guys like to sit here and have a conversation and drink?
About what time is it? About
I said it was about so we're gonna say it's about 6:30 when you guys when you finally make the decision to grab the bottle and take a seat. It's about 6:30. It's getting a little darker out, but it is May, so it's gonna be a couple hours.
We would probably sit for at least an hour or so until it starts to get dark for supper.
All right. So you guys are sitting there drinking. And as it starts to get a little darker outside, you notice there are headlights coming up from across the street. And it's Mr. Corbett. Bernard Corbett has come home, and he pulls into his driveway right across the street from you. Are you guys going to sit there and watch him, or what are you going to do? It's just kind of
Yeah.
like it didn't really occur to you until now, until somebody was outside of the window, but you are just sitting in front of like a giant,
Yeah, right.
you know what I mean? Breaking the law.
Yeah.
But all right. But if you guys are just, I mean, you've been drinking for an hour and a half. I assume the whiskey then isn't really soft, so you're feeling it, and it doesn't quite register. So as you're watching him, Mr. Corbett gets out of his vehicle. He shuts the door and he goes around to his trunk. And he grabs two butcher wrapped packages. One of them looks about the size of like a small baseball bat, and one of them looks like it almost could be like a baseball mitt. And you watch him walk up to his front porch, and he starts fiddling with the lock. And can I get a spot hidden roll from both of you, please? At least we know it works now.
Mine is not so much cooperating, but I'm just gonna click it. Did it work? Oh, I definitely failed that.
Yeah, you rolled a 96.
Yes.
So the whiskey is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So as he's fiddling, you see him kind of drop something, and he bends over to like pick it up, and the light's shining on it a little bit. Are you guys gonna get up and take a closer look as to what he dropped, or are you pretty much unworried about it?
Freddie wasn't the kid peeking in the windows, but he was definitely the one watching from the shadows. So yeah, Freddie's gonna take a look.
Yeah, and
Right.
Maggie being everything is a cop's business, so she's gonna like step forward, she's gonna put the glasses to the side though, like kind of gesture to him like that away, and then try to get a better look.
Well, then let's get another spot hidden, and as long as you don't, you guys both stand up and walk around the dining room table to get a closer look at what's going on. Let's get another spot hidden. As long as you don't critically fail, we'll be fine.
Hey,
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Extreme
Here we go.
success.
she's a cop.
So he drops that package, and as you see him bend over, you both like stand up and walk around. And Frederick, you're not 100% certain. Margaret, you are. That is a child's hand that fell out of that packaging that he dropped. And is a severed child's hand that Mr. Bernard is picking up and putting back into a package. I need sanity rolls from both of you. Oh, hey. Warning. Horror themes. That's a little horse after the wagon thing, but my bad.
It is Cthulhu. I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of implied in the title.
Yeah.
Anyone out there? Content warning, horror themed. Hand
Hand
just fell.
Ooh, that's another failure.
All right, so Frederick, give me an intelligence roll, please. So the way sanity works is that he failed a sanity roll, so it's bothering him what he sees. Then he's going to make an intelligence roll. The intelligence roll determines whether or not he's smart enough to know what he actually saw. So
Okay.
failing that intelligence roll after the sanity roll is actually a positive thing, because you are dumb enough to be able to be like, nah, I didn't. That didn't happen. But you full well know what you saw. You are going to take 2 hits of sanity for me, Frederick. Margaret, Margaret, you had a hard success on your sanity. So
Do I have to put it back into edit mode to adjust it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know what you saw, but being a police officer, you've seen shit like this. Like that, it's not. It doesn't bug you as much. Frederick, when you realize exactly what you saw, you jump back and hit the dining room table. The way you hit the dining room table, the legs kind of fold over on each other, and it slaps the china cabinet behind it, shattering the glass. And that loud noise causes you to both shoot your eyes back at Bernard as he looks up at your window and then shuffles in and slams the door closed.
Maggie's gonna turn around and be like, "Are you okay?" And lift him up and be like, "What the fuck, man? Did you see that? What the fuck?"
There's no way. I can't believe that was a that was a
Yeah, it was a child's
hand.
hand. It was a hand. Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?
No, that
think
was
of
a
it as-
child's hand.
I know.
Make a psychology roll for me, Izzy, as you're trying to calm him down.
Try to think of it as like a toy or something. It is a failure.
Well,
You didn't
no,
critically fail, though, so it's not worse.
whose hand? Is the rest of the kid in the car?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's gonna be okay. Listen, I've got my gun with me. I can go talk to him. We can go talk to him. He saw us, but we can just, make a wellness check. We call it a wellness check. You go and you just make sure everything's okay.
Like, can you call for backup?
I don't have my my cruiser with me. I just brought my.
This would be out of your. I mean, where do you live now, Izzy? Or Margaret? My apologies.
She's kind of like in the New York area, not the city necessarily, but like outside of it. So her accent's all fucked up.
Give me an idea roll. Or idea would be education, by the way. You used to say that on the sheet, doesn't it?
Hey,
Okay.
Extreme success.
You being a cop doesn't mean shit out here. Not only are you in like a completely different state, but you're not in like the highly populated part of the state. So not only are the police here very cliquey and driven by some form of like nepotism or rapport, that they almost fucking spit on city cops because, fuck you for being better than me, basically.
They won't help me. Listen, it's fine though. I've seen some shit, and it'll be fine. We'll just go talk to him. Maybe it was a prop for Halloween. What time of year is it? It's May. Maybe he's getting a head start.
I mean, there has to be some kind of explanation for that.
It's probably a prop for Halloween. Getting a head start on some decorating. The cul-de-sac. It's gotten a little bit older, but Bobby's probably gonna have some friends come by, and he's just getting things started. I don't know. I'll just go talk to him. We'll go talk to him.
Is there a fireplace in the living room?
Yeah.
Freddy is gonna just grab the fire poker. He doesn't have a gun, but
Okay.
he did just see a child's hand.
No, it was a prop.
Okay.
It's a prop.
Same with this. This is just a prop.
Okay, all right. You got me. Just gonna pat him on the shoulder again.
So you guys, while intoxicated, are gonna roll over? Okay. You got.
Well, she's gonna go over to the sink and take like a big glass of water, just chug some water real quick. It's already too late, and she knows it, but
She tugs some water. She puts a little bit of mint in her mouth. She's fucking she's just like, I don't want this smell on me. And then you guys head out the door. And you're just walking straight over to Corbett's.
Um, so I would like to head over to the where the hand fell to see first, just kind of like casually strolling over, but to see if there's any like gore on the ground where like it hit.
Okay. And are you both going to do that as a unit, or are you going to kind of like hop in and hop out? Because it was his front porch
Oh,
is where it fell.
oh, it fell right on the porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Just gonna look at Ricky and just be like, I'll just knock on the door and make sure
Yeah.
he's doing okay, and keep that behind your back. I've got my gun. We're fine.
Yep. We'll do this together, just like when we were kids.
Yeah. I mean, no ding dong ditch this time. We're gonna actually talk to him.
No.
But
I'll keep the poke near the bushes though, just in case.
okay. All right. I
All
don't
right, so
remember if he likes me or not, so we'll see how it goes. How does your breath smell? Let me smell your breath.
Okay.
The alcohol-induced anxiety is fucking amazing.
How about you stand behind me, and I'll do the talking.
That's a great idea.
All right.
All right, so you guys walk up. Mr. Corbett's house. It's just like your house and the rest of this neighborhood. It's very. This is like an upper middle class area. These are very much like, for lack of a much better term, they're like like if they took a plantation home and then just shrunk it down to being neighborhood size. You know what I mean? Like pillars on the porch, high ceilings, all of that. So you guys come, and the only lights on when you approach the house are the porch light, and under his living room windows, you see basement windows that also have a light on. So you approach, and as you get on the porch looking for gore, give me a spot hidden.
He's also going to. I would have like a badge or something with me all, like, I assume all the time. Like, she's gonna just kind of like put it somewhere, either like over the neck, on the chain, whatever, visible somewhere, so that it's not like she's walking
Like-
up with it in her hand, but just kind of
So
visible.
like
on her person.
visible, but like unintentional. Like, oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Oh,
I didn't mean to.
hey.
All right, cool.
Okay, so spot hidden. Oh, that is
Sweet.
a failure.
You got a
Oh,
hard
nice.
success. There's
Oh.
nothing there. There's nothing on the porch. It looks like nothing happened. So are you going to knock, I presume?
So Maggie's gonna do that thing where you kind of like chase it a little bit, but in a professional way. Just kind of
His
like
door has it has that door, but it has those two glass panes on either side. You know what I mean? So you're looking, and you look through these glass panes, and there's a dark house inside. You see like a little study in the living room, and you can see back into his kitchen, and a small dining room that looks rather unused. I mean, he lives by himself. And I mean that's it. It doesn't seem like anybody's there, but there's also an upstairs, and now there's also a basement.
Okay. Gonna look at Ricky. I'm gonna knock, okay? And
I got your back.
it's just a wellness check.
And
and
that's all. It's for our wellness.
yeah. She's gonna knock like firmly, but not like pounding on the door or anything, just like a boop 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 boop.
All right. Give me a listen roll, both of you.
Oh, success.
Success.
Cool. The moment after you knock, like maybe a second or two later, it sounds like somebody drags some furniture downstairs in the basement. Like you're like as they're pulling it across like concrete. And then you hear someone coming up the basement stairs. It takes a few moments. You hear rustling inside. You see a figure walk to the door, and it opens. Margaret?
Mr. Corbett.
Oh my word, girl! What are? Well, obviously, I know why you're back. I'm sorry you're back on these circumstances. I'm
Thank you.
sorry to hear about the loss.
I appreciate that.
Your father was a good man, and while he wasn't always the most open, I did consider him a friend, and I will always cherish that friendship.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's been
What?
hard.
What? Why the visit so late?
Well,
Make a
honestly,
psychology roll, please. Sorry.
nope. A success.
Success.
Both-
He's
both of
anxious
us?
as fuck. Yeah. If you're trying to like suss out like
Oh,
if he's
shit.
acting weird or not,
Look at you.
fuck yeah. He's anxious as fuck, and you especially, because you are in this like psycho state of like holy fuck. You know for a fact he knows that you know what you saw.
Mm.
Like you can almost tell just because of the suspicion you have just coming up on it and how it affected you, Frederick. The way he's acting is just nail in the coffin to your suspicions of like this dude had a fucking kid's hand. I know it now because he's acting fucking weird. So anyway, why the late visit?
Well, we hadn't seen anybody, since I arrived here. I just saw you come up and wanted to say hi. I wanted to make sure that, everything was okay. It's, kind of the cop in me. Just, I saw you come home and, just want to make sure everything's good. You looked like you're carrying like a lot of stuff, and, if you needed any help getting anything out of the car.
Yes. I have to bring in. You remember the greenhouse, and as he says this, you remember when you were growing up, he had a greenhouse and a garden out back. The garden he was never really worried about you guys going into, messing with. You knew really the rules, like don't step on the plants, don't destroy the plants, things like that. The greenhouse was also always, you guys called it the no room, because you literally you never could go in there. It was like the ecosystem inside of there was such that he didn't want humans in there at all, is the way he put it. So he says, yes, as I'm trying to, revive my garden a little and, put a little more time into it as opposed to the business I've had to take to, well, kind of nervous to say it, being an officer, but I've had to bring in some rather strange roots and herbs to feed these plants to help them grow. They're, having an import-export business does have its, its perks.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Do you need any help? Is there anything else in the car maybe that you need help?
That was all I was bringing in tonight. I just, I wait until late at night so that I don't have to explain to my employees what I'm doing. But I do apologize that you saw that, and I hope I did not betray your trust in any way. It's just I keep very rare plants, and some of the nutrients these plants need aren't exactly customs friendly to bring in. But I assure you, I'm doing nothing outside of feeding my plants. You're more than welcome to come take a look.
Yeah. Are you okay? You look,
As you're looking at him, so growing up, like he was only 10 years older than you. So he's 37 right now, and he looks much older. Like he does not 37, like he looks like he's aging like shit, which doesn't make any sense because he's got money. So just keep that in mind. He goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, come on in."
Is anybody else home with you? She's not going to walk in right away. Just kind of standing there like, are you home by yourself tonight? Or I don't want to impede or impose on anything you might be doing.
No, I haven't had a guest since, my late wife. I've pretty much kept to myself.
Okay. I mean, are you sure it's...
Yeah. And you did hear about his wife dying. You're not really sure the exact details, but you know that she died during childbirth.
Okay.
Um,
What was her name?
Her name was Lynn Ann Myers. That is her maiden name. It was Lynn Ann Corbett when she died.
Um,
No, I nobody's home. I was just feeding plants down in the basement. Give me a psychology roll, both of you.
success.
Don't go down in that basement.
You,
The minute he says that, you get a weird fucking like.
you know what? It's probably getting kind of late now. I mean, me and Mags here, we haven't even had supper yet. We're probably just gonna go back in the house, start the affairs, waiting for people to show up anytime to help us get things set up. But maybe we can take a rain check on that and possibly take a look at the plants, tomorrow after the sun's come up. It's getting pretty late right now.
He looks at
This
his
is
watch.
gonna-
He goes, oh, go ahead.
Just gonna be like watching his face, like kind of almost that locking eyes kind of thing, and just casual.
Since I'm not gonna make you roll again because he got an extreme, and you guys have been rolling the fuck out of psychology. But it almost seems like that anxiety and all of that human reaction to what you think you saw and what you think he knows you saw has kind of flooded under this numbness, this stillness. Like you look at his eyes and it's almost like nothing's there. Like he is responding and he's having a conversation with you, but just a vacant look in your eye, almost as if he is doing whatever he can to just get through this interaction, to not spike you off. So yeah, it is late. Yeah. Come by anytime. I know your father didn't really keep much food, so if you guys need anything, come by. Ask me for anything you need. I will say that after tomorrow evening, I will be going out of town for work. I'll be gone for a couple days. So, before then. And then as he says before then, he's kind of like already gently walking you guys towards the door.
No, thank you, Mr. Corbett. I appreciate that. Yeah, we gotta go pack up some stuff. Just let me know if you need a hand with anything, okay? I'm happy to lend a hand.
Absolutely. And then he walks you guys to the door, and he's standing there.
Have a good night.
What were you gonna say, Frederick? My apologies.
I was just gonna say have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you guys. And he just stands there with the door open, hand on the door, staring at you guys.
Sleep well.
Oh well.
Fred is trying his best not to power walk all the way back across the street, like
As you guys are
trying
walking,
to-
he stands in the doorway and watches you walk all the way across the street.
He's gonna turn around and just a little casual wave when they get to the door. Good night.
Fred's gonna do that. He hasn't turned around, but he's gonna do the full turnaround when he goes to close the door, just so he can have like one last look.
Very cool. As you close the door, that is when his door closes, and a few moments later, you notice all the lights in the basement go off. The house is dark now, except for the front porch.
Mags, do we
That
have
was
anything
fucked
we
up.
could? Yeah, we should probably lock the doors and windows tonight. You never know. You hear after a family member passes, people will they'll try and go through the estate, not knowing that family's gonna be here. So we should just, lock up, maybe sleep in shifts, just in case, so that no looters or anybody. It's getting hot out there. We don't want anybody breaking into your home.
Yeah, let's draw the curtains and stuff.
That's
So
a
that
fantastic idea.
nobody
Your
can see
father
in.
didn't keep a gun in the house, did he?
No, I mean I've got mine on me
Okay,
all the
that's
time.
great. That's great.
Make a luck roll for me, Frederick.
If he did, he didn't tell me.
42 out of 60.
42 out of
Yes.
60. So she says no, but as you go to close one of the curtains, a small revolver has been hiding behind one of them and hits the ground. It's one of the curtains closer to the front door, so you think that maybe this was his little "don't come fucking knocking on my door."
Then she sees that, she'll be like, that God rest
I
his
mean,
soul, motherfucker. With the
I mean,
alcohol. Oh,
Your
this
old
is
man
why.
played. The old man played by his own rules. We always knew it.
I
There was
know, I
no
know.
talking to him about nothing. God rest his soul.
Oh. And yet he would yell at me. Mm-mm.
I know, Max. I didn't get it either. But do as I say, not as I do.
Illegal
You
booze,
guys-
illegal guns.
I mean, we really should probably look through the rest of the house, just in case. You never know. I mean,
How about you go do that? I'm gonna stand here and just watch. He knew some. That was a hand. That was a real hand. And he knew that we knew. Did
absolutely.
you get that feeling?
Oh yeah, going into the basement, that would have been a bad move. I know he said that he was going away tomorrow evening. Maybe if we wait till he's gone, maybe we can just take a look around the house. I mean, you're an officer of the law. Maybe you see, and he's gonna walk over to the cot, and grab one of the bottles. Maybe you look through the window, you happen to see a bottle out on the table, and you're just doing your civic duty by opening up the door. I mean, this is, just a hypothetical situation, Mags. We might, just want to take a look in the basement, is what I'm saying.
You clever son of a bitch. This is
I-
why
I
we're
have my-
friends.
I have my moments. I do.
I've missed you. I've missed you down in.
I
New
miss you
York.
too, Mags. And then Rick is gonna go just kind of, checking the closets, the drawers. He's not gonna be he's just gonna, peek in and around, see if he finds anything interesting. Maybe, what happened in the last few days. Some letters or anything like that. Just kind of getting a feel for what the house looks like.
While you're looking around, you go upstairs, and there are two bedrooms and a bathroom up there. One, obviously, the master bedroom that was for Margaret's mother and father, and one that was obviously Margaret's room until she moved away to the academy. Or did you go to college first, or was it just straight to being a cop?
I think just straight to being a cop. I don't
Okay.
think they had the money.
So before she moved away to become a police officer, the room is exactly how she left it. Thick layers of dust. You can tell that probably after her mother died a couple years ago, this shit never got touched again. And in her father's room, as you walk in, it is, it is a stereotypical master bedroom. There is a king-size bed, 4-post. There is a nightstand that has a picture of her mother and father on their wedding day. There's also a cup of coffee there that has mold in it. So it looks like maybe it was the coffee he had the morning of his passing. The bed sheets are thrown back as if he had woken up and started his day the normal way he would. There's a small closet in the back that is half full. It seems that maybe he emptied it after her mother passed. But other than these things and just the general feeling of, that feeling when like you enter a room and you're used to like an energy being there, like a person, and it's just that staleness. Like that's what you feel in this house, and that's honestly the oddest thing about it. But it's kind of what you expected to. Other than the gun and the booze, nothing really around.
Is there any windows that face across the street that you can just kind of just double check one more time, make sure there's no one standing outside the house?
So on the second story, not only Margaret's bedroom, but also the bathroom upstairs that is an offshoot of the hallway, both have outward-facing windows towards Corbett's house. Her room is a little more on center with Corbett's house, while the bathroom is a little more off-center.
He's gonna go through the bathroom first because he doesn't want to go through Mag's room. It's too personal, Father's one thing, but Mag's room.
Makes sense.
He's still under the impression, the father said that no boys allowed in Mag's room. So I don't think he's ever actually stepped foot in the room. So he won't do so without an invitation, even though he's 27 now.
I mean, yeah, Charles is a badass, man. That makes sense. Charles he ruled with an iron fist. So even in death, you heed his warnings and his house rules because you feel like he might still be watching you. So
you
yeah, you're
Maggie's anime body pillow from 1920. Anime girl body pillow.
just Perry Mason doing like peace sign. So are you like looking through the bathroom, or are you just like looking through the window at like you're watching Corbett's place?
Yeah, he's just gonna like give it another peek and check the street, see if anybody else is moving around in that neighborhood.
And Maggie was doing the same. She was just kind of like looking through that big window, but like the curtain, kind of just like watching carefully the whole time.
So we'll say you took a little bit of time going through her father's room, not in like an invasive way, but more in like an appreciative way, because while this is one of your childhood best friends, like that happens, it kind of becomes like an extension of your parents, so you're feeling it a little bit too, obviously not as much as she is. So it takes you a while. It's been an hour and a half or so since your interaction with Corbett and since you've been back. And at that moment, so Margaret, you've been like looking out the shades the whole time, like what the fuck is this guy gonna do? The light's been off the entire time. And as Frederick, you walk to that front window, you notice that basement light comes back on at the bottom. Both of you do.
Fred's gonna visibly go shit, and walk down the stairs. Mags,
did you see it?
I saw
the light's back on.
It is. I don't know. What do you think? I think we should maybe try and take a look in the window.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Let's go out the back door so that no one sees us leaving out the front this time.
That's a good call.
I'm gonna say it's about 11 o'clock at night now. Go ahead. Sorry.
She's gonna make sure that the front door is locked,
Okay.
and then head out the back.
All right, so you guys head out the back. The back of your house is lined with privacy trees, but on the other side of those trees, it is just field, highway, field. So there's nothing much to worry about there. If you're staring out of your back door, to your left is the busybody Miss Harriet and her live-in nurse. And to the right is a small little pond. You guys used to play when you were a kid. Like, pond's even kind of a strong word. It's just a little itty bitty body of water that has just kind of always been there. Which way are you guys going to go around the home?
Um,
I mean, not for nothing, but the nurse, she's kind of been keeping up on Mrs. Hart's gossiping. Um, just I've been back in town for a little bit, so you know, she's kind of filling in where Mrs. Hart can no longer, keep up on it from day to day. So we should probably go around the pond over there.
This is absolutely true. From what you've known speaking to your mother and father over the past several years, for a woman who literally cannot leave her bed, I mean, it's like she's got Cerebro in there or something. Like she just knows everything about the neighborhood. Like she still gossips from her bed in an age without the internet. Like it's pretty impressive. But it is because Rebecca Wallace has been watching the way that she used to watch for her to try and make her more comfortable in these later years and reporting everything to her. So what he is saying is super fucking valid.
hmm. Should we go check on her? I can go do a wellness check on her.
Yeah, but then,
It's
everyone's
late.
gonna, yeah, we should probably, have, just in case nobody should see us, so, we should probably kind of, make it look obvious, don't try not to be too suspicious or anything.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go this way.
All right, so you
gonna
guys
take
go
a look.
around. You make it to the front of the house. Nobody. Oh, if you look up and down the street, it seems like most lights are off. Doesn't seem like a lot. It's 11:30 at night now. But that basement light and that porch light of his are still on. So you make it to the street, and you walk across. You are in Corbett's front yard. What do we do now?
Is it possible to go look in the basement windows?
You can approach it, see what happens. I didn't mean that ominously. I know it sounded like see what happens. No.
Yeah, no,
Are
she is.
you sure?
Are you sure? Yes. Um, she's gonna try to go like stealthily to the window.
What kind of roll you gonna make then? Give me that stealth. Let's do it.
Stealth.
And
Come
Ricky
on.
is going to try his
Hey.
best to follow suit.
Okay. God damn. You are the knight.
Ooh,
Oh,
Oh, that's
get-
I see.
yeah. Ricky's got 2 left feet though.
Okay. So you're stealthily moving up, and you're being quiet, and you're actually kind of like having like a fuck it, like I'm killing it, and then behind you you just hear like like he's like dragging his feet,
like
and he's like I don't know what the fuck, like I'm sorry, the whiskey, like you know what I mean, like
doing like whatever cop signs
Yeah.
she's been told. Like, hey,
Are you guys going to observe for any changes? Sorry, continue with what you're saying, Frederick. Before.
Yeah, Freddy's gonna take Mag's lead, and he is just gonna be keeping watch out for her. He's picking up that he is blowing this.
All right. So give me a spot hidden as you're giving lookout for her. And Mags, you approach the window just fine. Nothing seems to change, Frederick. No lights have switched on. It doesn't really seem like anybody heard you. As you're approaching the window, give me a listen check, please, Maggie.
God damn it.
Okay.
An 82.
You approach the window to realize that it's heavily caked in dust. Like it looks like these things have not been cleaned in a long time. You can try to wipe the dust off to see through, but this will take a stealth at a hard success at least for it to be successful. Because just in case he's on the other side of that window. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nope.
No?
Nope. Nope. She's just gonna be
Um,
staring at it like, son of a bitch. Is there only one window? Is there only one
There's
light?
several windows. Like
Okay.
it's one of those basements that like have those like rectangular windows all around the. I mean,
Right, like
probably
the
2
perimeter.
per side. You know what I mean? You're more than welcome to go look around the rest of the outside of the home if you'd like.
Yeah,
Um,
she's gonna actually head towards the. She's gonna look at Ricky and then she's gonna be like, I'm just gonna go to the next one. Wait here. And then she's gonna try to go to the next window, closer to the back of the house, like the backyard direction.
Okay. Rick, are you listening to that? Are you freaking out?
Ricky is not gonna let her get out of his sight. So as long as that window, he can still see her, he'll hang back. But second she like goes around a corner or whatever, Ricky's not letting Mags out of his sight.
So we're gonna say that here the stairs are here in the middle of the home. You guys are on the left side of the home. There's a little window there. There's around a corner, but it's on the side of the house. There's another little window. While you can see the silhouette of her, it's very dark out and nobody has a flashlight. So you can see her shape, and you could more or less determine whether or not that she is in danger, but you can't make out any features or anything like that. Okay. And you are approaching the second window, Mag. You got a hard success on your stealth, so give me another listen roll as you approach the second window.
Come on. Ooh. Success.
As you are approaching the second window to try and see if you can see through it, the moment you notice that it is also caked in dust, you hear what sounds like a baby cooing inside of that home. I would imitate it, but I feel like people would throw garbage at me. So just you hear like the soft like breaths and cooing of a child in there, and also a bit of like gargling in between.
Gonna. Okay, stealth 45, huh? You know what? She's gonna go for it to try to just like do the little motion to get the dust off and try to look through.
Okay, let's fucking roll it then.
I'm doing it.
Fucking do this, guy.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh god. Okay. So here is out of game. Here is my understanding. How late can you go, Frederick or Patrick?
I can go probably about like 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay. That is what I was thinking. So here's what we're probably going to have to do is cut it kind of nowish, because if we continue, there's like an hour and a half of stuff that if we stop, the momentum's going to be fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this is cool. All right, I just want to make sure. So, as you are, as you're rubbing, you're kind of starting to get like a faint little vision. It almost looks like a human like bag, for lack of a better, like you can tell it's skin, and you can see legs and arms, but the shape of it doesn't make any sense to you. And as you're doing that, the window, as it is unlocked, pushes forward and opens wide open. And that is when you see, give me one moment. Okay, why are you gone? There we go. That is when you see, and I will show it to you as well, sir. That.
Oh
What
no.
Cooing and gurgling, and as the window creaks open and Bernard Corbett shoots around and stares at you, it lets out this awful blood-curdling screech. I need a sanity roll for you for sure. Not from you, Frederick, because you don't see anything but a silhouette, and you now, when that window opens, you see the light hit her face, so you immediately like, fuck. But
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no! Give me intelligence, please.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, that's good. That's
Oh, it's
what you
good. It's
want.
good to
Oh
fail,
yes.
right?
So,
Yes.
so you're gonna lose 2 sanity because
Okay.
you are. When you saw that and that thing screeched, you immediately closed your eyes and just started walking back towards the direction of your house. And you are just doing nothing but blindly walking and convincing yourself that you did not fucking see that human sack that you just saw and screamed at you. And that is where we're gonna fade to black for this evening.
Oh,
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun for me.
this was a blast.
Yeah, dude, Cthulhu is the shit. So we can continue
Especially
this whenever you guys are free.
That
Yeah.
hand, like,
Yeah, when I get to describe what that is more in detail, I'm super excited for you guys. So we can continue this whenever you guys are free. Yeah, that's it. That was awesome. I had a great time.
that was a
Yes,
lot of
thank
fun.
you. Yeah, we'll chat about another day. Like I can do Fridays or Saturday nights. Thursdays are going to
Same.
be taken out. Okay. Yeah, we can talk
If we do a Saturday night, there is no way we won't finish. You know, because if we do a weekday night,
Right.
I mean, I don't know what you guys do, but most people don't have to be up really early on Sunday. So if we could do a Saturday night, that'd be perfect for me.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about it. All right. So thank you everybody who hung out. We are going to raid somebody with our group here. How about party wipe game? Oh no. Yes. Nope. Because they are on a. Let's do party wipe games. 'Cause it's been a while. An Ark
Been a
survivor
while.
did play with us. So party wipe games. We are going to raid them. Thanks for hanging out. And hold on. Which? And yes, this was a lot of fun. Thank you. I could see how Call of Cthulhu, like, it's a lot to build the character, much like D&D. It's kind of complicated, but you know, it's easy enough to roll to play after that. So.
And the thing that I like about it more than like, I mean, not to, I'm not a huge D&D fan, but not to like downplay it, but like, I feel like you actually get to be your character in this a little more. Like you actually have to speak in them as opposed to just worrying about what your fucking firebolt did to whoever.
Yeah.
So it's like, I actually like, I like running these games. I like playing these games because you actually get to see people like act. Like like you guys doing accents and shit, fucking amazing. Like you rarely play with people who are just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking commit to this. So no, that was awesome. You guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of cheating though. You know. It's,
I have no idea what my accent is. It's like she's trying to. It's like a New York / maybe Taunton. I don't know. I have no idea what it is.
It's,
yeah, mine's definitely more like that was more of a north end, so it's like Essex not quite that thick, but also why not? You know,
Yeah, why not?
just go with it.
Right. He's from.
if I had a little bit of that accent, I would lean into it so fucking hard. Like I would just, you know,
Hard.
Well, thank you, everybody. We're going to raid, and we will see you in a couple of days. At least on Sunday. We'll see you on Sunday for sure.
Sunday.
Bye.